We are hearing Bhaktyaloka of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Now the last part, that is sadhu vritti, the tendency of sadhu we should follow. So there are two kinds of sadhus, householders and renunciates, and they have different ways, but some are same. Also yesterday we heard one verse of Bhagavatam. Then, being fixed in bhakti, the sage should also conquer sattva by indifference towards it, arising from bhakti. Thus specified within his mind, the jiva, freed from the gunas, giving up the subtle body, attains me. So we heard that according to one's nature, one has to work in this world, then that will gradually elevate him. First to come out from Tamo to Rajo and then to Satya, and then here, when one will do Bhakti, then he will also become indifference to Satya Guna, means happiness of this world. Then he will be actually pacified. Krishna Bhakta Nishkama Otaev Shanta. Bhukti Mukti Siddhi Kami Sakulya Shanta. Only Krishna Bhakta, pure Krishna Bhakta is peaceful. Why? Because he has no any selfish desires, only desire to serve Krishna. So he thus specified within his mind, the jiva, freed from the gunas, giving up subtle body, attains me. Jiva has subtle body until he is in this world. Many times giving gross body, but subtle body is same and goes to next life. It is also changing, it is changeable, but same subtle body, that is not destroyed when the gross body is destroyed. Only when one attains liberation, total liberation, then also subtle body is destroyed. Or if you are killed by Krishna, he will destroy your subtle body, then they will also develop love for Krishna. That song is there of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Tava swalpa spurti pai, ugra tapa dure jai, linga bhanga hoy anayase. Linga bhanga hoy anayase. Linga bhanga hoy anayase. Video imaš uključen. Radhika, video imaš uključen. When one chants pure Harinam and gets a glimpse of transcendental Harinam, then his subtle body is easily destroyed because all his karma, everything, all falsehood, everything is destroyed. That is in subtle body. Then he can attain Krishna in his transcendental spiritual form, real identity or swabhavik sharir, natural body which jiva has, is not different from the jiva. Connecting sattvic items, actions, time and place with bhakti and living one's life, a human being can become nirguna. All humans are eligible for sattvic tendencies, and being situated in this qualification, the jiva gradually becomes nirguna. The general sattvic tendency of man is described in Bhagavatam. Truthfulness, compassion, austerity, cleanliness, tolerance, discriminative ability, control of mind, control of senses, non-violence, celibacy, renunciation, study, sincerity, satisfaction, service to Samadarshis, those who have equal vision, realized souls. They see everyone as connected to Krishna, so they are equal to everyone, not discriminating based on body. So these Brahmins will serve such Samadarshis, real devotees, giving up worldly actions, seeing the world as fruitless, not talking uselessly, deliberating on Atma, dividing food, etc. Dividing food means sattvic, rajasic, tamasic. He will not eat just anything and from anywhere. He will divide. Relating everyone to the Lord, as well as hearing about the Lord, chanting, remembering, serving, worshipping, offering respects, dasya, sakya, and atmanivedana. According to the amount of these 30 tendencies, the 4 varnas, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra, and 4 ashramas, Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyasi, manifest. Now in Kali Yuga, people, majority, they are influenced by Tamoguna and Rajoguna. Rarely you will find some Sattvic person. What to speak of Nirguna person? Sattvic, this truthfulness, he will not speak lie. Compassion to others, non-violence, austerity. Who is doing this in Kali Yuga? In Western countries, very few you will find who are interested in this. Bhikshur, Dharma, Shamo, Himsa, Tapa, Iksha, Vano, Kasah, Grihino, Bhutaraksheja, Dvija, Syacharja, Sevanam. The main duties of a sannyasi are equanimity and non-violence, whereas the duties of the vanaprastha are austerity and philosophical understanding of the difference between the body and soul. The main duties of a householder are to give shelter to all living entities and to perform sacrifices. And the main duty of the brahmachari is serving the guru. This is from Bhagavatam, Krishna telling to Uddhava. The occupations of the 4 varnas are summarized as follows. The brahmanas' actions are study, teaching, worship, performing worship for others, charity, and accepting charity. Like if you go to Radhakunda, then that Panda, Brahmin, he will do puja of Radhakunda for you. You will have to give some money or articles like this, then he will do puja for your sake. He himself will worship and also perform worship for others. Charity, he will give in charity and also accept charity. Mostly Brahmins, their charity is this, Jnana Sandesh Dan. They give knowledge. That is the highest Dan, highest charity. One may give cloth, medicine, shelter, food, this. It is also charity. But highest, according to Shastra, is knowledge, education. Education, not only worldly, but spiritual knowledge, that is highest. And it is said also that other charities one gives, then that will decrease his stock of those items. But if one gives jnana, transcendental knowledge, then that knowledge will not decrease. It will increase all the time, no loss. You can give knowledge as much as you can, but there is no decrease, no loss for you. With other charities you give, you don't have. But here it is just the opposite. You will get more and more. As with devotion also, same. Actually, jnana means devotion. Transcendental knowledge, highest transcendental knowledge means devotion. So to give this is highest charity. Brahmin, he should maintain himself by teaching, performing worship, and accepting charity. The Kshatriya's occupations by which he maintains himself are punishing to protect citizens and levying taxes, collect taxes, and punishing miscreants to protect innocent citizens. The Vaishya's occupations are agriculture, cow protection, and trading. The Shudra's occupation is serving the twice born. Twice born, generally Brahmins, but all upper, this Vaishya and Kshatriya and Shudra, they also can accept this Brahmin thread according to mantra for their Varna they will get, but they are all like initiated. So Shudra can or will serve all these upper classes. Depends where he is engaged. He may assist Vaishya, he may assist Kshatriya or Brahmin also. The occupation of mixed Varnas for maintaining the body are occupations current in the family. But is according to family tradition, that kind of business or that, then son will continue, then he will continue like this in the line. From these conclusions of the Bhagavatam, it is understood that while being situated in this world, worshipping the Lord is the only goal. There is no other goal. When a person cannot make the gross and subtle bodies favorable to worship, he cannot worship. With the intention of making the two bodies favorable, some arrangements are necessary. First, to protect the gross body, one needs to gather a door to the house, many materials, and food and water. For elevating the subtle body, good education and good occupation are necessary. When one makes the two bodies completely favorable to bhakti, there is necessity of situating those bodies beyond the gunas. Mixtures of satya, raja and tamas necessarily exist in the jiva's nature, and desires resulting from beginningless karma, onadi karma. When jiva becomes averse to Krishna, don't want to serve him and wants to enjoy Maya, that decision comes beyond time. That is why it is called without beginning in this material time. Then when jiva enters, then passes so many births in different species, and those desires are there, tendencies and nature, everything from so much. First, by increasing satya, one should decrease and conquer rajas and tamas and establish sattva as predominate. Yes. When one can make sattva completely dependent on worship, bhakti, it becomes nirguna. By this, using these steps, the body, mind and situation become suitable for worship. In the beginning, it is necessary to have Varnashram Dharma while one is situated within the good and bad qualities generated from one's nature. The essence of Varna Ashram Dharma is that man gradually becomes qualified for worship of the Lord by taking its support. With that goal, Mahaprabhu spoke to Sanatan a verse from Bhagavatam. Mukha Bahuru Padebhyah Purushasya Shrameh Saha Chatoro Jagire Varna Gunair Vipradayah Pritak. Each of the four social orders, headed by the Brahmanas, was born through different combinations of the modes of nature, from the face, arms, thighs and feet of the Supreme Lord in his universal form, along with the ashramas. Ya esham purusham shakshat atma prabhavam ishwaram nabhajantyavajananti stanad brasta patantyada. If any of the members of the four varnas and four ashramas fail to worship the Lord, and thus disrespect the Lord, who is the source of their own creation, they will fall down from their ashram. So it means ashram is meant to facilitate devotion to Krishna. It is not by itself point. It is only to assist devotion. And if someone does not do devotion, then that will also not help him. He will fall down. Ramananda explained the rules of sadhya and sadhana. Sadhya means goal, sadhana means process to attain that goal. Varna ashrama charavata purushena parahpuman Vishnur aradhyate panta nanya tattosha karanam. The Supreme Person Vishnu is to be worshipped by a person acting in Varna ashram. There is no other path for satisfying the Lord. If one properly does Varna ashram dharma, that is one kind of worship of Krishna or Vishnu, because he is accepting Veda's advice or regulation. He is not living whimsically, but according to Vedas. So this is one kind of surrender, and it is one kind of worship, but it is not yet pure worship. That is why Mahaprabhu, yes, now it is coming. Mahaprabhu then said that this rule was external and asked for a higher conclusion than that. The meaning of Mahaprabhu's statement is this. O Ramananda, Varna ashram is for the purpose of regulating the gross and subtle bodies. If a person is satisfied only with that and does not worship the Lord, what does he gain? Thus, when the rules of Varna ashram are the only method for a pure life, it is external. When the rules of Varna ashram are the only method for a pure life, it is external. Because he does not have that realization, I am eternal servant of Krishna, so he cannot do bhakti. Only he is following this with idea, with this ego, I am Kshatriya. I am in Rajaguna, so I am Kshatriya. Brahmin will think I am in Satyaguna, so I am Brahmin. Vaishya, Satya and no. Raja and Tamo mixed and Shudra Tamoguna. So they have this kind of ego. But a real devotee, he will do Varnashram Dharma for maintenance of his body, but for the sake of doing Shravan Kirtan of Krishna, understanding I am his eternal servant. So he's only for his satisfaction is doing. Also Varnashram Dharma maintenance, he is doing for the satisfaction of Krishna, not for worldly selfish some purposes. Dharma sanushtitaha pungsham vishwakshena katasuya not padayat yadiratim shrama evahi kevalam. Varna ashram dharma of the human being, which does not produce attraction for topics of the Lord, is only wasted effort. So it is not in and of itself its own purpose. Purpose is for gradual purification of consciousness of Jiva for those who are on that level, but for devotees' purposes, it has to assist devotional practice. Otherwise, it is wasted effort. By this, it should not be concluded that Mahaprabhu gave the order to reject completely Varnashram Dharma. If that had been so, he would not have taught to all jivas by perfectly following rules for the grihasta during his household life and following rules of sannyas dharma in sannyasa pastimes. As long as one has a body, one must take shelter of Varnashram Dharma. But that is always dependent on bhakti under its authority. Varna Ashram Dharma is the foundation of the highest Dharma. When the highest Dharma becomes mature, along with attaining the goal, gradual disinterest in the method develops. Because it is not necessary anymore to follow that. When one gives up the body, it is completely rejected. It is same as with Vaidhi and Raganuga. For a certain level of people, devotees, they have to do according to Vaidhi, to purify their hearts so that they can awaken natural attraction for Krishna. When that is awakened, then that natural attraction for Krishna will engage you in the service of Krishna automatically. No need that someone should regulate you. It will automatically happen. Also here, with Varnashram Dharma, if someone attains the goal of highest Dharma, attaining highest Dharma, which is devotion to Krishna, then he will only do acts directly for the satisfaction of Krishna. And he will not be interested to follow all those Varnashram Dharma rules. In the last part of the verse quoted by Ramananda, it is said that there is no path other for pleasing Vishnu, other than following Varnashram. From this it is understood that there is no path for maintaining life favorable to worship of the Lord for the jiva in samsara, except taking support of Varnashram Dharma. Again, from this it is understood that there is no path for maintaining life favorable to worship of the Lord, favorable to bhakti, for the jiva in samsara, means in this material world, except taking support of a Varnashram Dharma. It is the only path for attaining the life of a devotee. Mankind is naturally divided into bodily divisions of Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, mixed Varna, and outcast. In some places, although Varna Ashram does not clearly exist, it is there in sprout form. According to nature, one has a tendency, and according to that, the person has an occupation. If the person takes up another's tendency and occupation, it is inauspicious, creating an obstacle to worship of the Lord, because that will disturb him. And with disturbed mind, he cannot worship Krishna, cannot give that attention, because he will have so much problem in doing that unnatural occupation and all these things, that his mind will not be able to concentrate on Krishna. It is an obstacle. If your body and mind are not favorably trained for devotion, then there will be obstacles. You cannot say, yes, I am Atma, I am not this body, so I have nothing to do with this. No, it is not true. As long as we are in this body, we have to make it favorable and also engage it in the service of Krishna. Then we can progress, not by just theoretically saying I am Atma, I have nothing to do with matter, and maybe some wrong activities also doing. Birth is not the only cause of Varna. The nature is the only cause. In Bhagavatam, it is written, Yasya ya lakshanam proktam pungsha varna bivyanjakam yat anyatrapi drishyet tat teneva vinirdishet. If anyone shows the symptoms of being a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya or Shudra, as described above, even if he has born in a different class, he should be designated according to those symptoms. This is proper, according to qualities. I heard recently that in Africa also, they will check the child or a person, and according to his nature, tendencies, and also they will look his birth date and hour, and they will check, then they will put him in certain clan or certain group, and that group has certain duties to do, like in Varnashram Dharma, same. And also there it is like this, that it does not depend on birth, but on qualities. So you can see, child of one mother may be of different clan than mother. That is proper, so that society is properly arranged, because everyone has some talents. Today also I heard from one person, he was regretting very much, oh, I don't have this kind of capacity my girlfriend has, but I don't have, and he was regretting very much, and I had. And then I told him, not everyone can do everything. What Shudra can do, Brahmin cannot do. And what Brahmin can do, Shudra cannot do. But we should not, this modern wrong education, they will teach everyone has to have all qualities and highest, and their job, that is not correct. So I told to this aspirant devotee that not everyone is for everything. We have to do that which we have naturally qualities, and some others, they have some other qualities. So our purpose is we have to do our own thing and cooperate with others. Then we will all be benefited. I have something which he lacks. So by cooperating, he will be benefited. He has something which I lack, but I can take advantage of that. So I will be benefited. So that is Varna Ashram Dharma system is working like this. And all natural systems. But now modern education is everyone has to have all qualities, all knowledge, everything. Then when they cannot, they become frustrated. They commit suicide also. I'm not good enough. I'm not for this society. Or they will take drugs like this. Just because this wrong conception is that everyone has to do everything, has to know everything. And this is according to nature, not according to which family one is born. Sridhar Swami says in his commentary, the actions of Brahmana and other Varnas is chiefly determined by qualities like Shama, control, etc., not only by birth. That is explained in this verse. If, though born in another Varna, characteristics are seen, one should designate by the qualities of that Varna, not by birth. One should always take support of this type of eternal Varna Ashram Dharma, the Sanatan Varna Ashram Dharma. Our Gurudev explained why it is said eternal or Sanatan, also used for Varna Ashram Dharma, because it will lead to Jaiva Dharma, transcendental, pure, eternal devotion to Krishna, that will lead. That is why also one can say Sanatan Dharma. Is one step. Or sometimes Nitya can mean daily, not eternal, but daily. This is generally suitable for bhakti, Varnashram following. The four Varnas and mixed castes should with care raise their sattvic natures. If the outcasts by Sukriti develop good fortune, then remaining with conduct as Shudras, they will progress to Satyaguna. Everyone making bhakti prominent should bring elevated sattva to the stage of nirguna by the mercy of devotee association. These are the successive stages of Sanatan Dharma. If there is bhakti, all the Varnas are the best of the Dvijas. If there is no bhakti, even the life of a Sattvika Brahmana is useless. The target is lost. So if someone is situated in any kind of nature and working his occupation according to that nature, but he is worshipping Krishna, direct service, then all such ashramas are best. Like Bhaktivinoda Thakur playing the pastime of householder. That is best for him. Or Srivas Pandit, or yesterday we heard Abhiram Thakur, Srinivasacharya, that is best because there they are practicing devotion and maintaining life in this way. But for someone, sannyas, or varnas like Brahmin, Kshatriya, Shudra, all these, if someone does not worship, if there is no bhakti, even the life of a Sattvika Brahmana is useless. He will only reap this worldly something things, and that will keep him in this world. But devotion only can liberate you. Now this one, only one point I will say, I mentioned before. One topic should be raised here. Some great soul has said, Mahajaner Jay Pot, Tate Hobo Onurod, Purvapar Korya Bichar. I will be attached to the path followed by Mahajanas, deliberating on the conduct of previous and later Acharyas. Purva Apar Korya Bichar. This is from Narottam Thakur in Prema Bhakti Chandrika. All the sages before Mahaprabhu who taught proper conduct should be counted as the previous Mahajanas. The conduct of Mahajanas after Mahaprabhu's appearance is called the conduct of later Mahajanas. The later conduct is superior and one should take its support. The conduct of Mahaprabhu and his followers should be followed completely in order to teach the jivas. To know sadvriti, one should see the conduct of persons following Mahaprabhu. I will attempt to gather in this work in summary that conduct as much as I can. First, I will write about the actions and occupation of the householder seen in the activities of Mahaprabhu and his devotees. This we will hear tomorrow. No, tomorrow we are having program in devotee's house because tomorrow is the disappearance day of our most revered Gurudev. So tomorrow there will be no Skype program. We will continue the day after tomorrow. So our Gurudev is very merciful. Here Bhaktyaloka Thakur said that we should follow sadhus, Rupa Goswami told. And there are two kinds of sadhus, householder and ascetic. And here also, Narottam Thakur and Bhaktyaloka Thakur, they are saying there are previous to Mahaprabhu's appearance and later on. So our Gurudev is so merciful, he wrote Puranik Charitavali, giving biographies of characters of the Puranas, like Vyasadev, Chitraketu Maharaj, Durvasa, sages before in Puranas. So Gurudev wrote there that by seeing their life, one can understand the teaching of the Puranas. What is the point? And another book our Gurudev wrote, Chaitanya and his associates, where we can see the life of Mahaprabhu's associates, and through that life, their exemplary life, one can clearly understand what is the teaching of Mahaprabhu. So we have to follow these sadhus. Bhaktyaloka Thakur said that prominence is given to this Mahaprabhu's associates. This kind of conduct we have to follow. And what is seen in the lives of these devotees, how they are doing bhajan, here Bhaktyaloka Thakur will tell what are the teachings seen in the lives of Mahaprabhu's associates for grihastas and for renunciates. It's a very nice topic, and because he's personal associate of Mahaprabhu, so he collected so many teachings. You will be astonished how from Chaitanya Bhagavad, Chaitanya Charitamrita and biographies of devotees, what kind of teaching we are getting from them. So that we'll hear day after tomorrow. That day is also Vrindavan Das Thakur disappearance. If there is some time, then we can go on. Otherwise, when next opportunity comes.